Sorry, I got to blind you.
No.
Well, how tough is to lose one like that?
Well, it's always, no matter whether they lose by 1 or they lose by 10, it still counts in the loss column, unfortunately. But, we played, I liked our game. I thought the first period, I thought we were a little tentative, would be the word I would use for the first half. We weren't bad, I thought we had a little jump, but I thought we were a little tentative in the defensive zone. And that gave them some, a little extra time and some scoring chances that we had to eliminate, and I thought we passed on a lot of shots in the first period. But we talked about it between periods, and I thought the second period our game picked up. We knew they would pick up, but we knew we had to get a little better, everybody, and I thought we did. We pecked away, we got a few chances, we got the goal to get to the end of the period, which was good for us. You get to the third period, all you have to do is win a period, and you're in the hockey game going to the third, which is a good sign. And I liked our third period. I thought we were better in the defensive zone, and we had a couple of real good chances, and unfortunately they didn't go in. And next thing you know, we're in overtime, and they made a good play and get one, and we lose. But all in all, we did some good things. I told the guys that the guys that are disappointed that Dizzy had a great chance, and so did Grant, and so did Cannoni, and they're frustrated, they're disappointed because it could have been winning goals for us. But I got to keep reminding the young kids that if you're getting chances, you're doing something right. And sooner or later, it might not be tonight, it might not be tomorrow, it might not be till next year. Sooner or later, it'll go in and you'll get the reward. So all in all, it was a pretty good game for us.
Patty mentioned that there's been a lot of games like this year where it seems like you just needed a break to go your way and you just didn't get it and the other team does. How does that reflect on the team, and how hard is it for the team to kind of keep going when they're not getting those breaks and it seems like they just can't get one to go their way sometimes?
Oh, it's really hard. The more it happens, the more frustrated you get, and at some point, and the good news is with this group, they haven't let down. Because I've had teams, unfortunately, just the nature of the beast. When you get this far and you're out of the playoffs and you got 7 or 8 or 10, whatever number of games there are, and you have games like this, and you slowly but surely you'll start losing guys. We haven't done that. You can see by that they played hard. They gave us everything they got. They were blocking shots. They did what they were supposed to do to become a better hockey player. But trust me, they'll tell you it's frustrating, and it will continue to be frustrating right to the end. The good news is we see enough good things in their play individually, which is the most important. We're playing hard as a team. They haven't quit on one another, which is really good and easy to do when you're at this point in the season, but they haven't. It looks like they like one another. That's good. And every one of them, we've challenged them to get a little better each day, each game, and I thought tonight a number of guys did that.
How different was it for you to be the head guy tonight and not have Kurt to kind of turn and look at and bounce ideas off of?
Well, it's different and it's difficult because I spend so much time worrying about 6D, 6 defensemen, and he takes care of the 12. I really don't pay a lot of attention to the 12. I watch their shifts, and so when he asks who do you think's playing well, who isn't, so if we have to make some line changes, I've got a pretty good idea. But I'm really focused on 6 guys, making sure I get the right rotations, making sure I get the right matchups, because those are important to us. So all of a sudden my brain had to switch, and I had to take the forwards. And Jason Smith came in from Ottawa to take the D, and I knew they were in good hands with Smitty, and he did a good job. That it was difficult. It was almost like doing a second language where I had to think in English and then translate it into French, for the lack of a better example. But I was able to get it. And the good news was we made some line changes, so we had some lines that we felt were balanced from scoring and defense, so that no matter who went out there, we were in pretty good shape with regards to defending and trying to score some goals. So, but believe me, it was difficult.
To see the game winner go in like that, especially after the way Robin played in the third period, kind of feel for him there.
Oh, sure. Yeah, because we've had success over the last couple of years, and I've never done it. So I give credit to Kurt for trying it. I'm a little more conservative, and I've never done it. Probably because I've never thought about it. So not only is Kurt smart, but he's a little more liberal than me sometimes. In the overtime, we played 3 forwards and 1 defense. There's a little bit of a risk there. We've had good luck with it, and we've just tried to convince the last forward back, you aren't a defenseman, you're a forward, and skate forward, and don't worry about skating backwards, and just time it and angle and stuff like that. So we got a little discombobulated there with that shift. But they took it wide, they threw it to the net, and unfortunately, I think it hit Boro's stick and went in. It's one of those things, you can't do anything about it. And tomorrow we'll sit down with Robin and say, go through the shifts and convince him, because I thought he played really well and he gave us a chance. And that's all you can ask of your goaltender, that we'll just have to pat him on the back and try to convince him that you gave us a chance. And like the guys that aren't scoring, they will score, so you're doing some right things. You gave us a chance, that means you did the right things for us. So he's growing, he's learning, he'll be all right with it.
Now, any update on Andre's status? Will he be able to play tomorrow or probably not?
I don't think so. We went into the weekend probably being cautious, which there'd be no reason to rush out if this were a must-win kind of thing. He's the kind of kid that would play, as maybe Convoy might do the same. So they're both close. We'll be cautious with both. We'll get through one more game, and then I wouldn't be surprised to see them both back on Wednesday. But come Monday, we'll have a better idea. But they're both pretty close.
Okay, good.
Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.